Hello everyone! Last time we introduced our new product, Nebula 4100, and its unboxing and balancing. Today we'd like to tell you about the functions and how to use Nebula 4100. Nebula 4100 is the first single-handle stabilizer manufactured by mold casting, which greatly increases the strength of the mechanical parts. With the original design of the smart cage, the tripod plate may be connected onto it. So that users don't have to dismount the camera and cage, but directly install onto the gimbal or tripod. The roll axis is 180 degrees rotatable for users to mount cameras with flipping screens. We specially designed an optional tactical cage for cameras with flipping LCD screens. Please open the screen on the camera. Make sure that the screw on the plate is aiming at the quarter screw hole on the bottom of the camera. Mount the camera onto the plate, for which you can use a coin or other tool. And mount the camera onto the tactical cage. Fasten the clamp on the tactical cage. Loosen the clamp of the pitch axis on the Nebula 4100. Release the cage. Turn the gimbal by 180 degrees. And mount the tactical cage onto the gimbal. Fasten the clamp, and setup is complete. Now we have to balance the gimbal. It is a bit different from the balancing of the Nebula 4100 with the original cage. First, let's balance the pitch axis. Turn the lens up. Loosen the clamp of the pitch axis. Adjust the camera and find a position where the gimbal stays still when you turn the camera by 45 degrees. Balancing is complete. Please fasten the clamp. Next, let's balance the gravity center. Please position the lens parallel with the pitch axis. Then loosen the clamp on the tactical cage. Adjust the camera, and find a position where the gimbal stays still when you turn the camera by 45 degrees. Balancing is complete. Please fasten the clamp. Then let's balance the roll axis. With the new tactical cage, there are two ways to balance the roll axis. You may loosen the clamp of the roll axis, or you may loosen the clamp of the tactical cage and adjust the camera. Find a position where the gimbal stays still when you turn the camera by 45 degrees. Balancing is complete. Please fasten the clamp. And last, let's balance the yaw axis. Please turn the Nebula 4100 by 45 degrees and see if the gimbal stays still. we need to balance the yaw axis if the gimbal tilts. Loosen the clamp of the yaw axis and adjust the gimbal's position. Please turn the Nebula 4100 by 45 degrees again to check. Balance is complete if the gimbal doesn't tilt. Please fasten the clamp. After balancing, the gimbal is ready to use. There is a standard quarter screw hole under the handle for adding accessories. Conveniently placed keys and controls keep important functions such as camera recording remote, mode switching, and the direction of the pitch and yaw axis by your thumb for instant access. Nebula 4100 is also the first single-handle stabilizer with built-in infrared function for remote control Sony and Canon cameras to start and stop recording. Now let's take a look at the great features of the Nebula 4100. The buttons on the handle include power on and off, mode, record, and joystick. Now let's talk about their functions. The first button is power on and off. We use this button to turn the gimbal on and off. After balancing is complete, to turn on the gimbal, please push it to the left, and the gimbal will start working. The second button is the mode button. This controls functions such as to stop and continue gimbal operation, to switch modes, and to calibrate the gimbal. There are 3 modes of the Nebula 4100: follow mode, semi-lock mode, and lock mode. Next, I will talk about these in detail. The follow mode is the default mode of the Nebula 4100. When under other modes, press the mode button once to switch to follow mode. Under follow mode, the pitch axis and yaw axis will follow your moves and change direction. This mode is suitable for shooting changing scenes and footage. Press the mode button twice to switch to semi-lock mode. Under this mode, the yaw axis will follow your moves and change direction, and the pitch axis is locked. This mode is suitable for shooting pictures similar to using sliding rail and jibs. Press the mode button 3 times to switch to lock mode. Under this mode, both yaw axis and pitch axis are locked. This mode is suitable for marching shot with low angle. Also, the mode button may control the gimbal operation. If the gimbal still shows horizontal deflection deviation when you turn on the gimbal after balancing, please calibrate the gimbal. First, press and hold the mode button to stop the gimbal for calibration. It is recommended to put 2 battery bars under the cage for the same level. Press the mode button 4 times to calibrate the gimbal in horizontal direction. After the alert tone, the gimbal starts calibrating. Please make sure to hold down the gimbal while calibrating. After the beep sound, please press mode button 5 times to calibrate the gyro accelerator. After the alert tone, the gimbal starts calibrating. Please make sure to hold down the gimbal while calibrating. After the beep sound, calibration is complete. Please press and hold the mode button to continue the gimbal's working. The third button is the record button. The Nebula 4100 is the only single-handle gyro-stabilizer with infrared function to remotely control the camera for recording. Control the built-in Nebula 4100 infrared transmitter through the record button. The infrared signal is transmitted by the infrared transmitter. Please turn on the infrared on your camera. Different models of cameras have their own settings. Please follow the user manual. Before you use remote control, please ensure that the Nebula 4100 is aiming at your shooting object, which can reflect infrared. Press the record button, and the camera will start recording. To stop the recording, just press the record button again. The last item is the joystick. You can use the joystick to simply and conveniently control the pitch and yaw axes with your thumb. Push up the joystick and the pitch axis will move upward. Push down the joystick and the pitch axis will move downward. Push to the left, the yaw axis will move to the left. Push to the right, and the yaw axis will move to the right. It is convenient for users to adjust the direction while shooting to get the perfect shot, and for other possibilities. This is today's instructional video of the Nebula 4100. We'd like to introduce the Assistant app on the next video. For more information, please follow us on YouTube and Instagram. Thanks for watching. See you next time.